Because as I say, and I've said tonight, my first duty as president is the defense of our nation. As a candidate, I promise to make fundamental changes to our foreign policy after years of deadly debacles and blunders under previous administrations. It's been pretty bad out there. We have the greatest soldiers in the world, but they had equipment that was depleted, it was old, we had jets that didn't fly. 50% of our jets didn't fly. They'd go to the plane graveyards out in the deserts, and they'd take parts because they didn't make the parts anymore. And we've now spent, think of this, $8 trillion in the Middle East. Thousands of American soldiers have lost their lives, and tens of thousands more have been severely wounded. And the hardest thing I have to do as president, single hardest thing by far, is sending letters to the families of our fallen heroes. It's the worst. They come in with letters, 3, 4, 5. And sometimes I'll call the parents. It's the hardest thing I have to do. And sometimes I'll go to Dover and I'll see the big, incredible machines come in, the cargo planes. And I'll see them take those coffins off those planes, and I'll see parents and sisters and wives, brothers, families. I'll see families that I'll meet them inside, and they'll seem fine sometimes. And I'll say to the people that do it, they greet the dead. That's what they say. They greet the dead. They greet our heroes. But I'll say to the people that do that, they're so professional. That's what they do. That's what they do every day. That's what they do. It's so professional. Sir, you will stand here. You will then hear the drums. You will then hear the horns. You will this, you will that. It's like, but I'll go Dover, Air Force Base, and I'll see the parents and the wives and the husbands and whoever it may be. And oftentimes I'll say to the colonel who's in charge, Colonel, they're doing great. No, sir, they're not. I said, no, I think they're really doing great. I had a great talk with them. They really are strong. It's amazing. Sir, they won't do it. I said, what do you mean? You'll see in 20 minutes when the plane pulls up and the door opens up, that big, huge cargo door that's as big as this, much bigger than the back wall here. When you see that, sir, it's rare that bad things don't happen for those families. It's rare. I said, all right, this is my first time. When I first came into office. And that big plane pulled up, and I had just spoken with the families, but that big plane pulled up. It's beautiful in its strength, its power, and it pulled up, just arrived and pulled, and we're all standing there, everybody, the military. I'm with generals and some cabinet members, and the families are over here. And that tremendous door in the back, where they roll up the tanks and they roll up like unlimited amounts of equipment and weight. You wouldn't believe it's possible to fly with all of the things, the power of those planes. And that door came down, and there's 5 soldiers on each side. Beautiful soldiers, beautiful. And a coffin with a flag on it. And the same people, the same exact people that 20 minutes ago I was saying to the colonel, oh, they're doing great. But he was right. And that door opened, and you would hear screams and cries like you've never heard before, actually. Like we've never heard, like I've never heard before. And the colonel explained to me, sometimes you'll see a mother or a wife. Sometimes he said you'll see a sister break the line, break through the military, and run to the coffin and jump on top as these incredible, strong, beautiful soldiers are carrying this coffin. jump jump on top of the coffin, just like devastated. And they move as though nothing has happened. They just keep moving. And they take the body to where it's going. They place it in the hearse, and it goes away. But I tell you, I've never said, you think this is easy? And we've been in these wars now. One of them 19 years. And they didn't fight to win, they fight to just stay there. And in Syria, we were supposed to be there for 30 days. And we've been there for 10 years. And these wars, they never end. And we have to bring our great soldiers back from the never-ending wars. I see, the other day Friday, I went to Walter Reed Medical Center, the hospital. First of all, those doctors are incredible what they can do. But I gave out Purple Hearts. And I see, in this case, young men, all men, and they have been just decimated. They step in a bomb. I mean, what's done to them is just incredible. So I see this, and it's a very hard thing to do. It doesn't mean we won't fight. We'll fight harder than anybody. But sometimes we have to know what we're fighting for. And we can't stay there forever. We have to bring our great heroes, our great soldiers, we have to bring them home. It's time. It's time. And in the case of Turkey and the Kurds, our great soldiers back from the never-ending wars. I see, the other day Friday, I went to Walter Reed Medical Center, the hospital. First of all, those doctors are incredible what they can do. But I gave out Purple Hearts. And I see, in this case, young men, all men, and young men, all men to do. It doesn't mean we won't fight. We'll fight harder than anybody. Our great heroes, our great soldiers, we have to bring them home. It's time. It's time.